Welcome to This Week in Taiwan. I'm Iris Xu. Every Saturday, we break down the biggest stories making headlines across the country. From politics and policy to culture and the unexpected. Whether you are tuning in from Taipei or halfway around the world, we've got you covered with what you need to know to stay in the loop. Taiwan is home to 23 million people, and you might think what happens on this small island doesn't affect you. But in reality, it is quite the contrary. From geopolitics to global supply chains, Taiwan is more connected to your life than you might expect. So let's get into this week's news and see just how interconnected we really are. An updated report was released on Monday pointing to food waste being the most likely source of contamination contributing to Taiwan's first case of African swine fever, or ASF. According to an investigation team, the possibility of personnel carrying the virus into the farm, as well as introduction via the import of new pigs, was ruled out. They concluded that the farm's failure to properly cook food waste used to feed the livestock was the primary factor leading to the outbreak. Taichung Mayor Lu Xiuyan assured that the city has also expanded testing sampling not only at the pig owner's house but also at 2 ditches around the property, with all results negative. Lu said that the road outside the pig farm has been closed and urged the public to stay away from the site. Deputy Agriculture Minister Du Wenzhen stated in a Sunday press conference that as of now, the only confirmed case nationwide is at the Taichung farm, with no signs of spread. She expressed hope that this achievement could be maintained, but stressed that the next 6 days are crucial. Du also detailed that the monitoring of chemical treatment vehicles and water trucks will be strengthened, and food waste will be prohibited from use as pig feed for the foreseeable future. President Lai Ching-te met with North Carolina Governor Josh Stein and his delegation in Taipei last Friday, calling for stronger Taiwan-U.S. cooperation in biotechnology, electric vehicles, and artificial intelligence. Lai thanked Stein for visiting Taiwan in his first year as governor and noted it was the first visit to Taiwan by a North Carolina governor in 25 years. He underscored how the state's strong research and industrial sectors align closely with Taiwan's strength in technology and manufacturing.
I believe that as long as Taiwan and North Carolina join forces and deepen cooperation in areas such as biotechnology, electric vehicles, and artificial intelligence, it will certainly make significant contributions to Taiwan-U.S. economic exchanges and to the well-being of humanity.
Governor Stein said Taiwan and North Carolina have highly complementary economies, with several Taiwanese companies already operating in North Carolina and more planning to invest. The governor emphasized that the state's greatest asset is its talent, saying that universities and community colleges train professionals in key industries including IT, semiconductors, AI, aerospace, and automotive manufacturing. Foreign Minister Lin also met with Stein's delegation. In a social media post, Lin said the two sides are well positioned to collaborate through events such as the U.S.-Taiwan Economic Prosperity Partnership Dialogue, underscoring the commitment of the like-minded partners to continue expanding trade and investment ties. He noted that North Carolina opened a representative office in Taipei in 2023 and described it as a vital partner linking Taiwan to U.S. innovation and markets. Lin said both shared a focus on personnel development and AI, expressing confidence that deeper cooperation will help connect capital, technology, and talent.
President Lai Ching-te has said that Taiwan will establish an Asia Asset Management Center, AAMC, to, quote, keep money in Taiwan and manage it ourselves, while also attracting global capitals and ushering what he called a new golden age for the nation's economy. Speaking at an asset management forum on Tuesday hosted by the Commercial Times, Lai said the initiatives aim to strengthen Taiwan's financial independence and leverage its abundant domestic wealth. He says the United States has its golden age, and Taiwan should have its own. Lai noted that Taiwan's foreign exchange reserve has exceeded $600 billion. The stock market has surpassed 27,000 points and a capitalization of $3 trillion. And the combined assets of the banking, insurance, and security sectors have topped 130 trillion New Taiwan dollars, approximately $4.2 trillion. Lai emphasized that Taiwan should not rely on investing its insurance or banking assets in foreign bonds, which expose the economy to exchange rate losses. Instead, he said the AAMC will channel those resources into Taiwan's own development and attract international investors.
This way, we can cultivate our own financial talent. Our children can stay in Taiwan to manage the wealth created by the Taiwanese people, without having to go to Singapore or elsewhere. With our abundant capital, international cooperation will create a multiplier effect that will further drive Taiwan's prosperity.
Lai also reaffirmed his administration's three economic pillars: innovation and sustainability, aerospace and ocean exploration, and global outreach, while pledging to expand investment in semiconductors, AI, and defense industries to secure Taiwan's long-term competitiveness.
Foreign Minister Lin said on Wednesday that Taiwan was not discussed during the October 30th meeting between United States President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping, dismissing speculations that Taiwan had become a bargaining chip in U.S.-China relations. Lin informed lawmakers that Taiwan's absence demonstrated effective communication between Taipei and Washington, reflecting the stability and continuity of U.S. policy towards Taiwan. During his speech at the legislature, Lin highlighted that American officials have consistently reiterated their support for Taiwan. He noted that the Trump-Xi meeting did not address any Taiwan-related issues, further underscoring that Taipei is regarded as an important economic and trade partner of the United States rather than a negotiable topic.
In the past, some people have manipulated so-called abandon Taiwan or doubt America narratives. But after President Trump visited Asia, his participation in ASEAN or APEC meetings, and the Trump-Xi summit, I believe it has become much clearer that President Trump's policy toward Taiwan remains steady. Nothing unexpected happened this time because of the strong communication between Taiwan and the United States.
Lin also confirmed for the first time that he attended events in New York during the United Nations General Assembly in September, calling it a major step forward as it marked the first time a Taiwanese foreign minister had visited during the UNGA period. He said the ministry would continue to counter cognitive warfare and strengthen media literacy after CNN reported that no U.S. officials attended the event, although many influential American and international figures were present. Taiwan's digital ministry will strengthen international cooperation to protect undersea cables following repeated incidents of illegal damage, Minister Lin Yijing said this Wednesday. Lawmaker Li Kun-tze urged the ministry to use advanced technologies to improve evidence collection, noting legal limitations under international maritime law make accountability and compensation challenging. The legislature's Transportation Committee, chaired by Li, reviewed amendments to several maritime-related laws, including the Commercial Port Act, Shipping Act, Meteorological Act, and Telecommunications Management Act. The revisions aim to prevent illegal destruction of submarine cables by foreign vessels operating near Taiwan's waters. Lin said the ministry will adopt a three-part approach based on prevention, rapid response, and accountability. Preventive action will include surveillance and early warnings, while operators such as Zhonghua Telecom will be required to report incidents immediately. The ministry also plans to enhance backup systems through microwave and satellite links and ensure operators join the International Cable Protection Committee for Joint Defense. Citing data from the National Security Bureau, Li said Taiwan's submarine cables were damaged 7 to 8 times annually between 2019 and 2023, mostly by Chinese sand dredgers, fishing boats, and cargo ships.
Because the evidence is insufficient, it is difficult to determine whether the damage was intentional, related to a vessel's nationality, or caused by a captain unable to pay compensation. To address this, we need to conduct detailed surveys of cable locations, set different protection levels based on depth and environment, adopt real-time fiber optic monitoring, and use ROVs for underwater imaging to preserve visual evidence.
Li also recommended establishing mechanisms for ship and asset seizure to improve Taiwan's ability to seek compensation.
China on Monday firmly rejected U.S. President Donald Trump's allegation that Beijing and other nations were secretly conducting nuclear weapons tests, calling the claim false and urging Washington to abide by its commitments under the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, the CTBT. The exchange has reignited global concerns over a renewed nuclear arms race. In a recent 60 Minutes interview, Trump said that Russia and China are both testing, though they do not talk about it openly, adding that countries such as North Korea and Pakistan were also carrying out nuclear tests. He suggested that underground tests could escape detection, arguing that the U.S. must resume testing, quote, on an equal basis. Trump's comments followed his order last week directing the Pentagon to prepare plans for nuclear testing, a move that drew swift criticism from arms control experts, who noted that no country other than North Korea has conducted a nuclear explosion in the past 3 decades. Russia's last test took place in 1990 and China's in 1996. The U.S. has not conducted a nuclear explosion since 1992 and relies on simulations and non-critical experiments to maintain its arsenal. It signed the CTBT in 1996 but has never ratified it. Energy Secretary Chris Wright later clarified on Fox News that the planned U.S. activities are, quote, system tests, not nuclear detonations. He said the test would assess components and delivery systems, ensuring their reliability without triggering nuclear chain reactions. Beyond nuclear issues, Trump also touched on U.S.-China tech tensions, saying he would not allow any country to acquire NVIDIA's latest Blackwell AI chips. The Biden administration has restricted exports of advanced AI chips to China, citing national security risks, a policy Trump said he intends to maintain. Joey Chow for RTI News.
And that is This Week in Taiwan. Thank you for listening. Until next time.